ticket if you'd like. Some people stand down at the ticket machine. Trains.
Where are we going today?
Hopefully we're going to be going, we're going to start here, and if the trains are all running and everything's satisfactory, we're going to ride down to Vermont and Santa Monica and look at a very interesting installation by the artist Robert Millar. And then we're going to come up and we're going to look at Sunset and Vermont, which has to do with the stars in the heaven and hills on earth. And we're going to look at some archaeological remnants. And we're going to visit Old Hollywood. Here you see, well, Klein talks about the belly of the beast or the underground girl. She's also talking to you about the celebrity, the star. So you have this ravishing space with these wonderful curves, almost like a spaceship, or one of those Art Deco sets that the Gold Diggers or Fred and Ginger would dance through in the 30s. Very sweeping and whatever. But if you'll notice by standing back that it's all a fixture. So you can get sort of a perspective or an idea of where we are. In advance, I'll say the artist's name is Robert Millar, and I cannot for the life of me remember the architect. I think I may have a card with his name. In any case, this station was the first metro station to win the Architects Award for that year for a public building. It is one of the smaller stations, but I think it's quite remarkable. It's done on a mirror image kind of thing. In other words, both sides of the station are exactly the same. And they just reflect each other. And as we go up, the architect is working in different textures and finishes. In other words, you'll see the walls are this raw concrete, webbed. And then we'll move into polished stainless steel. And then we're going to go into a plastic wax type of finish in Mr. Millar's installation. So we'll go on up. The other thing is, of all the stations, this does not reflect the neighborhood in which it's located. The artist and the architect agreed on that from the very beginning. They believed that given time, if you identify a particular group in that neighborhood, they're liable to change in 25 or 50 years. So they wanted this to be amorphous, as it were. And when you see the number of neighborhoods that are here, you'll understand why they didn't want to zero in on just one ethnic group. So now, the reason I brought us up here was to show you. So Davis is going to be looking at the stars and the skies, the heavens above us, and the chance or possibility of life in outer space. He's also going to be concerned with the treatment of life on Earth, saving lives. So we're going to be going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth between the human body and possible things in the heavens.
What's that?
An egg.
An egg?
The DNA. Whose? I don't. You have the course of the sun and the moon during the course of a year. And then behind there are the constellations. And Mr. Davis had hell's own time trying to install that. Everything was constantly falling down because, as you can see, not everything is attached to something. A lot of it's all free-form there. Okay. Parts of the neighborhood. Until 6 o'clock in the morning is improved. The ethnic mix was such that she wanted to emphasize that. That's why you see these colored tiles. We call it the Chiclet Station. So this is what she wanted to emphasize. But something happened during the 8 years between the time she was going to start her installation, because this station opened in 1999. Something happened that changed her whole viewpoint, and we're going to take a look at that on our way up. What looked like boats. So the Metro organization went to the National Museum and found that yes, indeed, these were prehistoric boats. And so it changed the approach that Mason was taking, and she's now spotlighting the finds on the walls. So,
that's a tail right there.
in any case, ahead of us, Mason decided to pay tribute to the red cars, the streetcar system that ran through Los Angeles for years and years and years. We're at Hollywood and Vine, or Hollywood and Gower, or Argyle, about 12 blocks from where we began. The 2 projectors were donated by Paramount Studios. They're not projectors, yes, projectors. They showed the dailies for the I Love Lucy show for about 13 years. Then at either end, you'll see stylized movie screens and curtains. They're all set up to show vertical camera with old documentaries. The first 10 stations had opened, and a group of docents